Ever feel like your website traffic just fell off a cliff?
Oh, yeah.
1 minute, things are humming along.
Right.
The next, it's a ghost town.
Yeah.
You might be staring down a Google penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And the scary part is,
Yeah.
you may not even know what you did wrong.
It's true.
It's the online equivalent of finding a parking ticket on your windshield.
Oh, yeah.
But with much higher stakes,
Mm-hmm.
Google penalties are how Google enforces its rules.
Right.
And the impact on your website can be significant.
Okay, so let's break this down for our listener.
Sure.
We've got a stack of their research on Google penalties.
Okay.
And it seems like the first thing we need to understand is what a Google penalty actually is.
In the simplest terms, a Google penalty is a consequence for violating Google's guidelines or trying to manipulate search results.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it as their way of keeping the internet a relatively fair playing field.
Right.
When you play by their rules, you're rewarded with better visibility.
Okay.
But step out of line, and Google can send you plummeting down the search rankings.
And that translates directly to fewer people finding your site organically,
Exactly.
which can be devastating.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that even if we think we're doing everything right,
Right.
it's crucial to be aware of these guidelines.
Absolutely.
It's not enough to just have great content.
Exactly.
Google's algorithms are incredibly complex and constantly evolving.
Right.
They're designed to deliver the most relevant and valuable results to users,
Okay.
which means taking into account a whole bunch of factors
Sure.
beyond just your keywords. Our listeners sent in some articles about two main types of penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Manual
Yeah.
and automatic.
Yeah.
Is one worse than the other?
Both can be detrimental.
Okay.
A manual penalty is like getting flagged by a referee for a blatant foul.
Oh, okay.
A human reviewer at Google has identified something on your site
Mm-hmm.
that directly violates their webmaster guidelines.
Okay.
This could be anything from using spammy links to try and artificially inflate your site's authority
All right.
to hiding text within your content,
Oh, wow.
trying to trick the system.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
So it sounds like manual penalties are generally a result of deliberate actions.
Right.
Even if those actions backfire.
Yeah.
What about the automatic ones?
Yeah.
Those sound even more nerve-wracking.
Those are the ones that often trip people up, even those with good intentions.
Huh.
Imagine your website is like a car.
Okay.
Automatic penalties are often triggered by things going wrong under the hood
Oh, no.
that you, the website owner,
Yeah.
might not even be immediately aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe your site's loading speed has slowed to a crawl,
Ugh, the worst.
or you've unknowingly published duplicate content.
Oh, right.
Google's algorithms pick up on these issues,
Oh, man.
and boom,
Penalty box.
penalty.
So it's not always about malicious intent,
Right,
but about the impact on the user experience.
exactly.
Our listeners probably thinking,
Yeah,
okay, how do I even know if I've been penalized?
that's a good question.
What's the first sign?
A sudden, noticeable drop in your website traffic,
Okay.
particularly the kind that's coming from organic search results,
Right.
is usually the biggest red flag.
Yeah.
It's that where did everyone go moment
Oh, yeah.
that can send shivers down a website owner's spine.
That's why staying on top of traffic monitoring is so essential.
Absolutely.
And what about manual penalties?
Yeah.
Those blatant fouls you mentioned earlier.
Google usually sends you a notification through Google Search Console.
Oh, okay.
If your site has received a manual penalty,
Gotcha.
they'll outline what rules you've broken
Right.
and what you need to fix.
So there's a chance to plead your case,
You could put it that way.
show that you're making amends,
Yep.
and hopefully get back in Google's good graces.
Hopefully.
But with automatic penalties, it's more a matter of playing detective to figure out what's triggering the algorithm.
Exactly.
It's like solving a puzzle.
Oh,
You need to look for those under-the-hood issues
right.
and address them to get back on track.
Okay, this is where things get interesting for me.
Okay.
We've talked about what Google penalties are,
Mm-hmm.
but let's dive into the juicy stuff.
Yeah.
The reasons why websites get penalized in the first place.
Let's do it. Let's unpack some of these common culprits,
Okay.
because knowledge is the first step in avoiding them.
Right.
You're probably familiar with the term black hat SEO.
Yeah, it definitely sounds a bit like something, you wouldn't want to be associated with online.
Right. It's the dark side of SEO.
Yeah.
Tactics that try to game the system,
Okay,
rather than genuinely improving a website's quality and relevance.
makes sense.
One example is cloaking,
Okay.
which is essentially showing different content to search engines
Oh, really?
than you show to human visitors.
So tricking Google into thinking your site is something it's not
Exactly.
sounds risky.
It is.
Google's algorithms are getting increasingly sophisticated
Yeah.
at detecting these kinds of tactics.
Right.
One of their updates, called the Penguin Update,
Okay.
was specifically designed to crack down on sites
Oh, wow.
using spammy or manipulative linking practices to boost their rankings.
That makes sense.
You've got a website about, let's say, vintage bicycles.
Right.
You wouldn't want it showing up in search results for something completely unrelated, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, underwater welding.
Right. Exactly.
It's about relevance,
Yeah.
and it's about building genuine authority.
Right.
A site crammed with irrelevant keywords
Sure.
or links from totally unrelated websites is going to raise red flags. Yeah, for sure.
So if Google's always on the lookout for these black hat tactics,
Right.
what are some less obvious things that can get a website penalized?
One that often surprises people is the speed of their website.
Really?
Yeah,
We live in a world of instant gratification.
totally.
And if a website takes too long to load,
Oh, yeah.
people will simply hit the back button and go elsewhere.
I know. I'm guilty of that myself.
Right.
If a page doesn't load within a few seconds, I'm moving on.
Exactly. And you're not alone.
Google understands this.
Okay.
And site speed is a factor in their ranking algorithms.
Right.
A slow website equals a poor user experience.
Right.
And Google wants to promote sites that offer a seamless, enjoyable experience
Of course.
from the get-go.
So if our listener is worried about their site speed,
What's the first thing they should check?
image size is often a major culprit.
Oh, okay.
Large image files can significantly slow down a site's loading time.
Right.
There are plenty of tools out there to compress images, without sacrificing quality,
Right.
which can make a huge difference.
Great tip.
We've all been on those websites where it feels like you're scrolling for days just to get past one giant image. Not a good look.
I know. Another often overlooked factor is the design of a website.
Okay.
Now, design aesthetics themselves don't directly trigger penalties,
Right.
but an outdated or clunky design can indirectly harm your site's performance.
How so?
Think about it.
Okay.
If a website looks like it hasn't been updated since the dawn of the internet,
Yeah.
it doesn't exactly inspire confidence, does it?
It feels a bit like walking into a shop that's dusty and disorganized. Like you start to wonder if they're even still in business.
Exactly.
An outdated design can make users question the credibility and trustworthiness of your website.
That's true.
Plus, Google favors sites that are mobile-friendly,
Okay.
accessible,
Right.
and offer a smooth, modern browsing experience.
So it's not just about avoiding penalties.
Right.
It's about putting your best foot forward and making a good first impression.
Exactly.
Let's say our listener has checked all the boxes so far.
Okay.
They're playing by the rules. Their site is fast.
Yeah.
It's visually appealing.
Right.
But they're still seeing a dip in traffic.
Okay.
What else could be going on?
This is where we get into the territory of things that are completely out of your control.
Uh-oh.
Like unexpected hacking.
Oh, no.
Even the most well-maintained websites can be targeted by hackers.
Right.
And if your site gets compromised,
Yeah.
it can lead to a Google penalty.
That feels like a punch to the gut, you know?
It is.
You're doing everything right,
Right.
and then bam,
Exactly.
you're penalized for something you didn't even do.
It highlights why being proactive about security is essential.
Yeah, bet.
Strong passwords, regular backups,
Yeah.
keeping your content management system and plugins updated.
Right.
Think of these as your website's security detail.
Smart.
It sounds like knowledge is truly power when it comes to navigating the world of Google penalties.
Absolutely.
So let's shift gears a bit
Sure.
and talk about what our listener can do proactively to avoid ending up in Google's bad books.
I like it. It's a bit like tending a garden, really.
Okay.
You need to be proactive to keep the weeds at bay.
Right.
One of the most effective tools you have at your disposal is a regular website audit.
Okay. Break that down for me.
Yeah.
What exactly does a website audit entail?
Think of it as a comprehensive health checkup for your website.
Okay.
You're going through every nook and cranny, your site's technical aspects,
Right.
content,
Okay.
user experience, to identify any potential issues that could be harming your search rankings.
So we're talking about things like broken links,
Exactly.
slow loading pages,
Yep.
mobile friendliness,
Yeah.
and those sneaky security vulnerabilities.
Precisely.
It's much easier to fix a small leak
Right.
before it turns into a flood.
That's true.
Regular audits help you catch these issues early on and address them before Google even notices.
It's like that old saying,
Right.
an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Exactly.
What other proactive steps can our listener take
We touched on it earlier,
Yeah.
but consistent traffic monitoring is key.
Right.
Google Analytics is your best friend here.
Okay.
It gives you a detailed view of what's happening on your site,
Oh, cool.
from where your visitors are coming from
Right.
to what pages they're spending the most time on.
So if we're seeing a sudden drop in traffic from organic search,
Yeah,
that could be a sign of a penalty.
it could.
But if it's coming from social media,
Right.
maybe we need to rethink our strategy there.
Exactly.
Google Analytics
Yeah.
helps you connect the dots
Right.
and understand not just what's happening,
Okay.
but why, which allows you to make more informed decisions.
It's about being a detective looking for clues and patterns.
I like it.
What about keywords?
Yeah,
They seem to be a recurring theme when it comes to SEO.
absolutely.
Keywords are the foundation of how people find you online.
Oh,
You need to know what terms your target audience is using
right.
and make sure those keywords are integrated naturally into your content.
So no more keyword stuffing.
No.
That's a relief.
Yeah. Think quality over quantity.
Uh,
Focus on creating valuable, engaging content
right.
that answers your audience's questions and
Mhm.
provides them with a positive experience.
So all of this boils down to a pretty clear message.
Yeah.
Building a successful website isn't about trying to outsmart Google.
It's not.
It's about working with Google to deliver the best possible experience to your users.
Exactly.
Google wants what users want.
Oh,
Relevant, high-quality content
right.
delivered in a way that's easy to find,
Yeah.
navigate, and
Yeah.
enjoy.
Makes sense.
When you focus on those core principles,
Yeah.
you're not just avoiding penalties,
Right.
you're setting yourself up for long-term success.
And on that note,
Right.
we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of Google penalties.
It's been a pleasure.
Remember, staying informed and being proactive is key.
Absolutely.
Keep your website healthy,
Yeah.
your content engaging,
Right.
and always prioritize the user experience.
Couldn't agree more.
Until next time, happy optimizing.
See you later.